So hey everyone, I'm I guess a new member of Team Forbidden, and I'm here to give you a deck profile on the Blackluster Soldier deck. I guess it's the only ritual deck I run, you know, because I mostly run mostly Xyz, some Synchros, my recent Hero Fusion. So, I mean, who hasn't been a fan of the Blackluster Soldier? I mean, he was one of Yu-Gi's strongest monsters, so. Right now, here's just a deck profile for him, so let's start it off. Alright, so for the deck, what you want to start with, 3 Blackluster Soldier Super Soldiers. This guy is really good. He's pretty much your main for your ritual spells, and you know, dumping your monsters, especially like if you have maybe one of them, for another. So his effect is pretty much if you destroy an opponent's monster by battle, you inflict damage to them. It's like Flame Wingman of the Elemental Heroes. But you know, he has 3,000. He's a 3,000 beater. He's pretty good. And the best part is when he's sent to the grave, you can bring out a Gaia monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions. So he's pretty good, you know. So the next monster is kind of 1. I mean, you can have more than that, but I'd say just do 1. And that would be the original Blackluster Soldier, you know? The ritual card, Super Soldier Ritual, that's just pretty much, it can bring out a Blackluster Soldier. It doesn't say Super Soldier, so you can bring him out easily, or if you have trade-in, you just use him, or if you have the ritual spell, just dump him for the Super Soldier. He's, it's, you know, he has no effect, but he's an okay card, 3,000, it's not bad. So, for the 3 ofs, you run 3 of the Beginning Knight. He's one of the 2 that you'll have to run at 3. He's pretty good because if he's used for a ritual summon, he gives the Blackluster monster 2 different effects, which you can only use once per turn. You can either A, banish one monster they control, or B, when it destroys a monster or by battle, it can attack again. So basically, it's like an Envoy of Beginning. So say, you know, I have a Super Soldier, I destroy your monster, and I used him for you know, the ritual summoning. He can attack twice, so he gets to destroy your only monster, you take the damage, then you attack him directly, maybe game, maybe not, but he's a good monster, you know. And though he's at 500 attack, you know, if you need defense, he's got 2,000, so he's okay, you know, if you don't have the ritual spell. Oh, and if he's banished from the graveyard, you get to add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So Super Soldier or Super Soldier Synthesis. It's really good, you know, because you're gonna banish him sometimes, you know. So his brother is the Evening Twilight Knight. You run 3 of him, you know, to go along with the theme of light and dark. He's same attack and defense. He's just a, you know, dark type. When he's used for ritual summon, of course you get the same effect, you can banish one monster, but his other effect is you can banish one card in your opponent's hand face down until the end of their next turn. So say you have a Kaiju you want to use on my Blackluster Soldier. Oh, I used it for a ritual summoning. I banish one random card. Oh, it's your Kaiju. It's banished till your next end phase, so you won't be able to Kaiju my BLS. And when he's banished in the graveyard, you get to add 1 ritual monster. So if I had Envoy Beginning, I could banish him and him. I could add a Blackluster Soldier and then the ritual spell to my hand. So it's pretty good, you know. Next card is kind of a hand trap. You can run this at 3. I prefer 2. So 2 Envoy of Chaos. So he's pretty much the honest of the deck. If your BLS or your Gaia is attacked or is attacked, you dump this card. Your opponent's monster gains attack equal to your monster. So if it attacks my my BLS, it'll have 3,000. But this will give your monster 1,500. So you'll always have 1,500 more. Plus, if you used it on him, then you can inflict 3,000 points of damage. So that would pretty much be what, 4,500? If they're less than that or just that, you win the duel. You know, it's pretty good. And his second effect is, if this is in your grave, banish 1 in light and dark, like these 2, in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. So you can recycle him. He's pretty good, you know. And the templates are okay as well, but you know, I prefer keeping him in your hand. You could run 3 of these, but I think that'd be kind of clunky because you're gonna run a lot of darks and not a lot of lights. Speaking of light, you run 2 White Dragon Wyvern Buster. and 2 Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. You can run 3 of these. I've tried it before and it gets kind of clunky, but this is good, especially just to banish your monsters. So to bring him out, I'll banish my Evening Twilight. Bring him out, I can banish my Beginning Night, add a Blackluster Soldier spell and then monster, use it, get rid of these 2, bring him out. You know, it's pretty good. You know, their attack mods are okay, but, you know, mostly you want to either Xyz with them, which you might rarely do, or, you know, Ritual Summon. So, you know, you just run these at 2. You can run 3. I prefer 2. And the last 3 are kind of one-ofs. 1 Relink Kribo, 1 Blackluster Soldier Envoy Beginning, and 1 Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight. I want to change this to a Sphere Kribo, but he's okay for just the Ritual Summoning. So if he's used for Ritual Summon, draw 1 card. If he's in your graveyard and your monster's going to be destroyed by battle, you know, banish him. He's good Ritual Summoning with Gaia, because Gaia's effect is if he's tributed on the field, then you can add a Blackluster Soldier monster from your deck to your hand. So, you know, if you want to bring him out, you know, just lower his tech by 400, so it'll be 19. And, you know, that's pretty good. And, of course, you know, the BLS is, Envoy is just, you know, because, you know, you'll be banishing Light Darks, you know. I want to run a Chaos Sorcerer. I don't know if I should. I mean, if you guys want, it's your choice, but, yeah. So, that's all it for the monsters. Oh, yeah, best card of the deck. You want to bring him out a lot. I want to run more than one of these, but you can just run 1. It's the Ritual spell, Super Soldier Ritual. So basically, you know, it's your ritual for your, you know, Super Soldiers. So send monsters that level equal, you know, the BLS monster. But the thing about this card is it's really good in the grave, because in the grave on your main phase, except when this card was sent to the grave, you banish this 1 light and 1 dark. So say this and this and this are in your graveyard, and it's the main phase after you use this before. Banish all 3 of them to bring out a Blackluster Soldier monster from your hand, ignoring the summoning conditions. So it's really good. I want to get another one because, you know, 1's okay, but, you know, having more than 1 is better, you know. But it's you guys' personal preference. I want to try to get it, but if you guys want, you can have more than 1. The one that I run 2 of is Super Soldier Synthesis. Now, this is a ritual spell as well, so you could search it off with Beginning. The difference is this is you send 1 light and dark from your hand and 1 to the from the graveyard, or from your deck to the grave, bring out a BLS from your hand. So if I had my Beginning Night in my hand and then my Evening is in my deck, send, bring them out. You can only do it once per turn, which is, you know, reasonable. It's pretty good, I believe you can use their effects as well. Their, you know, your banishing or their secondary effects. It's really good, you know. But that's pretty much all I could do. You run the 1 Rhoda, obviously, so if you want your Envoy of Chaos, you know, use this, search them out, then you have your hand trap ready, okay? So that's pretty good. I run 2 Gateway of Chaos. This is really good. You really want this. I want to try to get a Terraforming, and I desperately need one. Hopefully my friend Eric can give it to me for free. Okay. This effect, every time a monster is sent from the hand or field to the grave, you add 1 Chaos counter, and the maximum counters it can have is, or when it's when it's activated, you can add a Blackluster Soldier or a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand. And you can remove 3 counters from this spell card. You can add a ritual spell, so you can add a Super Soldier or Super Soldier Synthesis when it has 3 counters. You can only do it once per turn, and that's good, you know, like, and plus the artwork, I have to say, it looks really good. It looks kind of like the top of Future Fusion. I know it might sound weird, but to me, you know, it sounds pretty cool. So you want to run this, you know, run 2 of them. You can, I don't know if 3 is good, but, you know, it's your choice. You run the 2 Twin Twisters, man. You run these Twin Twisters because you have cards that you want to get rid of in your hand. So, you know, discard, pop 2. You know, I want to get Tornado Dragon, but my friend Manny and Jarek, they got it and I didn't, and I'm so salty about that. But you know, obviously run Twin Twisters because that's kind of a staple. I run 3 trade-ins. You need trade-in for this deck, especially so if you have your BLS in your hand, you know, regardless of which one it is. Oh, I don't have the ritual spell, so you know, you dump it, draw 2 cards. You know, I've had times where I dumped my original BLS with this to drop 2 cards. I drew another BLS and drew another trade-in. I mean, it's good because Super Soldier Ritual can also bring it from the graveyard, so it's good. It's okay, you know. It's just good to get rid of it, you know, because you don't want to really have it in your hand too long, otherwise you're kind of screwed. And the last spell, I want to run another one, Pot of Equivalence, because you're gonna banish a lot of monsters in this deck. You need to shuffle them back, you know. I want to run 2 of them because, you know, I can shuffle back 3, my Evening Twilight, my Day Beginning, you know, any of my Light and Dark Side banished. So this will let you shuffle them back, then draw a card. It's good, you know. I'd say run at least 2 of them. So that's it for the spell cards. And for the traps, they're decent, I guess. I mean, you can criticize me, you can fix it all you want, you know. This is how I have it. Don't laugh at me, but I run 2 Mirror Force. I want to run Quaking. I have them in my different decks, and I just don't want to, you know, screw the orders out of all of them. You know, I had the Mirror Forces. I'm like, you know what? I'll have this. If you want, you can add this, the Super Soldier Shield. So if you have a Blacklist Soldier in your field, and your opponent activates a spell trap or monster that targets, which, let's be honest, what targets these days? A lot. There's not many cards that target. This negates and destroys it, and with the other effect, you can ban it. I believe you can, if this is in your grave, you can remove a spell counter from your Gateway of Chaos to set it back, but it's banished if it's used again. So it's pretty recyclable, you know. I'd run this in case I run against maybe Paleozoic traps. Yeah, just in case, you know, your opponent targets, or you'll know their targets. So have this out is pretty decent. Draining Shield. There's nothing more to say about this card. You may just want to run just one of these. The beginning of Heaven and Earth. This is pretty decent because it lets you reveal 3 warriors from your deck, which has to at least include 1 Gaia and 1 Blacklist Soldier. Your opponent chooses at random, and if they choose, you know, the BLS and Gaia, you add it to your hand. Otherwise, all of them are going to be sent to the grave. This is good if you want to send your, you know, Day Beginning and Evening Night to the grave, and if you're lucky, you'll get your BLS. If you're not, then, well, I guess Super Soldier might have to be in your hand for this. It's pretty decent, you know. I'd run this. Yeah, that's its only effect, but it's, you know, it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it's not the worst. You know, there's been a lot worse. Then the recycle card, Jar of Avarice. You know, I know, you know, you don't have to make fun of me. You know, it's a really good card, because what if you use all your ritual spells, you still have that 1 BLS? Use this, shuffle them back along with the other ones, then draw 1 card. It's, you know, it recycles your cards easily. Call the Haunted, you know, just in case you need the defense. And if you want to boogie a little, you know, have that party, Ojama Trio. I just run this for the trolls. You don't need to, especially don't do this against synchro players, because this is really going to screw them. This is really going to help them. And, you know, for a little stall game, Thunder of Ruler, you know, just stops their battling. It's pretty good. And then the last one is my Bottomless. I know I should run Solemn Strike. The problem is I'm pretty poor, as are, I think, a lot of my friends are as well. So that's it for the main deck. For the extra, it's nothing too extravagant. I don't have lightning, so that's something I'm trying to work towards. Your Abyss Dwellers, you know, in case you face Paleozoic trap monsters, you know, just to stop them. A number 70 Malefic Sin, you know, just I've won with this card a few times. You're gonna go cowboy, you know, just because it's cowboy, you know. And sometimes you might want to do it. I don't think you'll do it a lot of times, but you know, you'll need to get rid of your BLSs if they don't lose their effects or if they're just stuck in the field. I run one Lancelot because it negates a lot of my opponent's cards, so I want to stop it. Then you run your Hope Harbinger, your full armor, and then your Dark Matter. Nothing else could be said about these three. They're really good, in my opinion. So, that's the deck. You guys don't need to follow how I'm doing it. If you want to make some certain changes, like, you know, add Quaking, Strike, Utopia Lightning, it's your choice. This is just budget deck for me, you know, but yeah, thank you for joining me and have a lovely evening.